Okay, this is a caption from Inner Tuition Life, and just looking at the environment and what we can get from it for free. I've come to the beach and look at this. We've got mussels, we've got seaweed and other goodies there. We have a problem, a few issues in our society. There's people who don't have homes, the homeless, those who are deprived of a few necessities in life like food, nutrition. This is healthy food and it's for free. So we can live with what is available in terms of our resources here, our natural resources. We can use our tools that we are given or that we have. It depends on how you see yourself. If you think you're given your life, or you think you're just being, you have a right to everything that is available in our universe, and it is there because you are part of the consciousness, part of this synergy that you also know that you contribute, and there it is. It is the morning here, and I'm thinking, goodness, normally you have mussel, whatever meal you want to, or recipe you want to create for lunch or dinner. That's from my experience in life, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have some kind of mussel creation or whatever dish for breakfast. Why not? I mean, it's here and it's fresh, and so I want to cook it. So probably a bit of mussels, and I'll keep the seaweed for my fish, my pet fish. What I do, a tip is, I've got freshwater fish, so what I do is I do rinse, or at least I soak the seaweed for a little while in just normal water, in order for it to get rid of the concentration of salt and other minerals in the seaweed, and my fish love it. Okay, I'm going to go. This is such a beautiful day today. I'll just let you have a browse of the scenery. It's gorgeous. The sun, beautiful. I love the beach. I love sitting here in silence, but also just observing, just being part of it. Observing nature, human beings, connecting. I love it. Each adding to the vibration. I love it. Thank you. Hi, I'm Joyce Okello, and I wanted to show you what it is I am doing today. I woke up this morning and was inspired to get some food for my fish. I saw one of my pet fish, just the color didn't look too bright, so I believe even by the movement of the fish that the fish is not full of energy. And lately, what I've been going through, I also believe that sometimes your energy can affect the environment that you live in. I am not blaming myself totally for my fish condition, but that's what I noticed. I do buy fish food from the groceries like everyone else, but I also make my own fish food. And I've made a combination of dishes, and will publicize my recipes, but today I'm just bringing you into what it is I have made. I did go to the beach today, as I said. I picked up some shells. In fact, today I looked at the grocery container, the fish food that I bought from the grocery, and try to look at the ingredients before I left to go to the beach. And I thought I'd get some of those ingredients and then make my own seafood. Fish food from the sea, basically, yeah. So I went to the beach, and guess what? None of the ingredients was there. So I grabbed whatever I usually get, which is seaweed, and that's all crushed there. What I usually do with my if I get any particular plankton or algae or seaweed, anything from the sea anyway, for me to consume, I usually soak it in water because there's a high concentration of salt and other minerals in the particular organism. I hope I've said that right. It is hard to pronounce and also film. But like, for example, seaweed. Let me not get too technical. Seaweed, there's a lot of salt content in the seaweed. So I soak the seaweed for a little while and then give some to my fish. And my fish love the seaweed. And I consume some myself. So what I did today, I got seaweed, but I thought, let me just pick up some shells. I love the color of the shells. They were beautiful. So I picked them up. I also picked up some smaller shells of, I'm just trying to think of what the particular sea creature it is. They look like clams, but they're tiny. I picked those up, and I thought to myself, there's some food in there for my fish. I can just open up the shell and then make some food. So I came home and began to clean the shells. When I turned this shell inside out, basically not literally opening it up, but when I gave it a bit of a shake, guess what? Sea bugs. So many sea bugs fell out of the shell, which was great. I was just really happy because, as you know, my fish are freshwater fish. They eat bugs, but sea fish also eat bugs. All creatures really eat bugs. But in terms of the concentrate is what I was thinking about with my freshwater fish. So what I've decided to do is also use the sea bugs because they have a high content of minerals as a medicinal product for my fish. Now, that obviously has protein and other minerals, enriched minerals from the sea. The concentrate, as I said, is very high, so therefore it is only a bit that I will give my fish. I've crushed the sea bugs here, and it's only a drop diluted with the water in the tank that the fish will consume. And I have done research. It's good to do research on your fish, or even for yourself, in what you consume. But also there is that intuitive connection and the understanding generally of what a body needs and what a body can consume. In the product that I read in terms of ingredients, wheat was an ingredient in the fish product. Wheat is great, and by all means I've also fed my fish wheat, but I am going to use semolina, which I've given my fish before. Semolina, I find, just in consuming semolina as a human being, I find it not too gluggy. I find that I can digest semolina pretty easily. And as for wheat, I get bloated with wheat. So using that understanding for myself, and I know semolina is okay to feed fish, I've made semolina, and what it is I'm going to do is combine semolina with a bit of the ingredients here, as you see what I have put together. I've crushed seaweed there. Also in this, I recycle my containers. So in this particular container here, I have, it's not only in this product that I have crushed here, it's not only seaweed, there's also algae that I've crushed there. But prior to that, I have boiled it in water. Basically, first of all, washed it thoroughly, and then boiled it in water to reduce the concentration of ingredients in it. So part of the crushed algae and seaweed, and the plankton, sorry, the algae and the seaweed that was boiling in the water, I took out some of the seaweed and crushed it, but some of the seaweed and algae that was left over, I put it in this container. I also put some crushed seaweed and algae in this container. I've put the crushed bug in that container as well. Now has got a higher water content, and I will leave it to soak for a little while. But what it is I intend to do is sometimes pour a bit of that water into the fish tank. And fish, what I've observed about my pet fish is that we feed our fish, and obviously pet owners and also those who are skilled in terms of studying fish may understand this behavior, but I'm expressing it as a personal experience. I feed my fish, and I also observe what it is their language is. Now generally, to feed a fish, a small fish like a goldfish, too much, I've read that fish have a short memory and sometimes may die. They may keep consuming food and die. I believe that to a certain extent for maybe certain fish. It also depends on how evolved the fish is, and how they adapt to their environment. My fish eat and know when it's enough, if that makes sense. But the food that I drop into the tank is buried in the rock or gravel, or the little rocks that are in fish tanks. And I've observed my fish, when they're hungry, they use their fins to push aside the rocks in order to get the food under the rocks. That's how smart these animals are. I have in the tank, it's not only rocks there. There are plants that, and also plants that are artificial plants, just to decorate the tank. The fish actually move the plants and get the food under. Or sometimes when they're mating, which is what I observed about my fish, they will move the plastic plants or whatever plants are around the tank in order to build a shelter, a protection. So they will mate behind these plastic plants or even natural plants that are I've noticed. I've also used natural plants to put in the tank, but that's what they do. So what it is, my point is, fish are smart. Animals, look, nature is intelligent, and it is our connection and our observation. Yes, we may make mistakes as well, but what it is that I've taken from life in general is an openness to learn. And if you're open to learn, nature will teach you. Nature will open up to you to let you know what it is that nature needs as well. So I'll leave this today and continue mixing my fish food. And I know that my fish will love this food that I have here, because previously I've given the fish similar foods but in different ingredients or different recipes. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being part of my audience. I'm Joyce Okello from Inner Tuition Life.